What's up guys, it's Mike back again today, MF Vape. Thanks for tuning into the channel and I hope you're all doing very well. Right, today guys, we've got a fully mechanical mech tube for you, and this one is from Timesvape. Now they kindly sent over this for the purpose of the review, and it's called the Saint mod. Here it is. I've got the copper version. It does come in a full brass version too, and we've got the drop dead RD8 sitting on top of it. It takes your 21700 batteries, 2700s and 18650s too, with the included adapter. But as with any hybrid mechanical device guys, you need to know your ohms law and battery safety, and make sure you've got a protruding positive pin on your RDA as well, because it will be making direct contact with the battery. So what we're going to do is go down low, show the packaging that the Saint mod comes in, and then we'll go through, have a good look around it and take the button apart and have a good look around that too. And then we'll come back up top and I'll tell you what I really think of the Timesvape Saint mod. Okay, see you down there in a bit. Right, we're down at the table. Here's the packaging for the Saint mod. Right, so we've got some logo going on there. We've got LZ Vape and we've got Timesvape address there. Now if you spin it round, we've got the scratch and check there. And we also have, my version is in copper and it does come in a brass also. And on this side we've got the Saint logo there. So inside the box you'll find this like trinket bag here, and just pull this out. So inside here we've got like a battery safety warning here, which is very nice to see, and it also shows you the recommended orientation of your battery. So it will work either way around, but they do recommend the positive down on this one. Right, so it also comes with this little blue protector, so we'll take that off. Right, so here is the mod then. So we can just see we've got this, the Saint name there. You can see it etched in this lovely design that's going on here, really deep engraving onto the copper. Beautiful. And if we just spin it around a little bit further, we have got a side that's smooth and then goes around to the Saint again. If we just zoom in slightly, I just want to show you this top section, because if you notice we've got these holes here. They're actually venting holes which are angled like at 45 degrees. So if it should vent, it should go away from your face, which is a really nice touch. So on the top we've got, let's just spin it around a little bit. So we've got by LZ or LZ and Timesvape. You've got the star there and the serial number. This is, it's like 729, and this is the hybrid connector, so your RDA will screw directly, making contact with the battery. So close up of all this lovely engraving here. So we haven't got any venting holes around the bottom of this. Right, so here is the button. You see we've got this star shape going on, so you literally just get your fingers in there to unscrew it, and it's on some threads. They're very nice and smooth though, these threads are. And you are presented with your 18650 adapter, and it has got silver plated contacts. So inside the tube you'll notice this is just a solid piece of copper, so we've got no Delrin insulators or anything, so you do need to bear that in mind and make sure your battery wraps are in pristine condition, because you do not want to get a short circuit with one of these tube mods. And here is the button then. So it's all made of copper as well. Okay, so you can just see we've got the silver plated contact in the middle here. The white piece is the Delrin insulator, and just pushes up like so. Right, so to undo the silver plated contact there, just get a pair of tweezers and get them in the two little holes you get there, and then you can just twist around and unscrew. Right, let's have a look on the bottom here. This is all copper, this is. It'll be all brass on the brass version. We've got these rods that stick up, which you have to use to locate when you put it all back together again. So no rough edges or anything around that. Here's a look at the spring. Now it's not too stiff. It's just about right for me, this spring. Presume it's made out of stainless steel. I'm not sure if it's silver plated or not. So right, this is the interesting part though. If you have a look inside here, the tweezers a minute. Just notice, just around here, this we've got like a ring, a like coiled ring, and that basically makes contact with the silver plated contact here. I'm not sure if this helps with voltage drop or not. I haven't managed to find anything on the Timesvape website or anything. But if we have a look on this contact, I think you can just about pick it up where the ring's been sitting. But yeah, very interesting design, that one. So if you notice here, we've got the peak insulator that goes all the way around it. Then we've got that ring, and you push this contact back in there. And to put it back together, just have a quick look on the bottom there. So you see we've got the triangular shape there with where the rods actually go. So you need to line them up. It's quite tricky with the spring installed. Get that in there like that, and then start it off with your fingers. And just tighten it back up. Right, so that's tight now. And here's the switch in action. Right, I've also had some arcing on here. I've managed to wipe it off there. It's easily wiped off because this is silver plated. But you might just be able to see a little bit of arc in there. Just show you the website now, because before we put the battery in, this is from Timesvape's website, and they do recommend using the Samsung 30T 21700, the 40T or the Amkin 21700s, because they've got slightly different sizes, as you can see here. Now the iJoy one they don't recommend using, which is slightly wider and longer. But today I've got a Vapcell Samsung 30T rewrap, so that's what we're going to be putting in today. Right, I've also got the drop dead RDA, so we're going to screw that on top of the atomizer first. So nice threads on this, and then we'll get our battery. Now it does recommend either way, but it gives 2 ticks for positive down, so that's what we're going to do. So get your switch in there. Okay, so it might take a little while getting the first catch of the threads, but after that they're nice and smooth, these threads. And that's it. Just when you feel the bite, just stop it there. That's tight enough. So that's what it looks like with the black drop dead on. So yeah, a very nice looking mechanical device, this one. So let's go back up top and I'll tell you what I think about it. Right, we're back up top with the Timesvape Saint mod. Right, what do I think of it then? Right, we're going to the fit and finish of this one first. It's really well made, this one. It really does look stunning to me. This is the copper version, obviously, but the engraving is very deep engraving on this as well, and we haven't got any rough edges or anything like that, so it's very well finished off. I also like the fact that we have these venting holes around the top, which are actually angled. So if there was any trouble with your batteries, it would be venting away from your face. So that's a really good touch from Timesvape, and I'd like to see more of that with these type of Mech tubes. Now, obviously this is copper and also the brass version too. They are going to be subject to a bit of a patina effect. And what that means is, look at my Tauren tube we've got here. Now, this one should be this colour, but in time, if you just leave it, you get like oxidization, and it will darken up like this. Now, I gave this one a bit of a clean, because I've had it about a week and a half or so. So I just used a bit of vinegar and wiped it down. But you can use like a auto glim or any type of like metal polish on it if you want to keep it gleaming. But to be honest, I quite like it when it gets a bit of a natural patina effect on it. So yeah, that's just something to be pointed out with anything that's made out of copper or brass. Now, this is 25 millimeters by 94 in height. So if we do put it up against the Tauren, you can just see that it's a little bit taller than that one. And I've also got the Geek Vape Karma 2 here, and it's slightly taller than that one too. Now, unfortunately, on my channel, I am short of mechanical tubes to actually compare against. But one thing I do know is that the Tauren hit really hard, and I really did enjoy that particular device. So how does it compare with that? Right, let's have a little toot. Hits really well, this does. Don't think it's quite as hard hitting as the Tauren, especially with the copper Tauren, but it definitely does give a very good hit with this one. Now, unfortunately, I've got no way of testing like voltage drop or anything like that, but I have watched another reviewer, and the testing that he did, he said it was a 0.81 voltage drop, including the battery sag. And as far as his testing goes, he normally says that about 0.85 is about the norm, so it's a little bit better in performance than your average. Now, the button on the bottom, the switch, you do need to get your fingers in here to actually undo it, because it is on threads. So it's not as easy as if you've got the actual button on the bottom, such like the Geek Vape one. You can quickly just grab it off should you run into trouble. So that's just one thing to point out, of that you do need to get your fingers inside, and then it's just a little bit more fiddly. But the threads on it are really good. The thread on the hybrid connection is very good as well. But like onto the switch then. Now, this has got a really nice throw on it. It's not too long and it's not too tight the spring, but for me it's perfect. And I've had no problems with it actually firing, because it's strong enough to give it a good connection, so it actually pushes straight up. So I've had absolutely no dramas with this button at all. And like I say, it is 25 millimeters in diameter, so if you've got like the Recoil Rebel or any 25 millimeter device, it will fit on perfectly. But my Rebel is made of it's got a gold finish on it, so it looks a little bit awkward on a copper Mech tube. But black devices such as the Drop Dead, I think, look really good. But obviously we've got a little bit of play with this because it's only a 24 millimeter device. But yeah, all in all with this device, I think the machining and the overall build quality is top notch. It obviously takes all of your types of batteries. We got your 21700s, your 2700 and 18650s too. And I've had no button battery rattle or anything, because obviously this is adjustable, so you can just like thread it up to the required length, but just don't over thread it, because you do not want to damage the battery. Just remember your battery safety with this, guys. Don't use any batteries that are torn or got any nicks or tears on it, because like I say, you do need to do your research if you're using a mechanical device, and stay safe. But yeah, all in all, this one, I would give it a big thumbs up to Timesvape. I think this is definitely one that's going to be staying in my rotation. I think it looks awesome and it hits very well. It's probably not the hardest hitting device out there, but yeah, I just think it's a really good mechanical tube device. Now, the prices, I have seen it in the UK. I can't remember. I think it was Vaping 101 or Grey Haze had it for about £65 in the UK. I'm not sure about further afield, but you'd have to check out online to check out other prices. But yeah, £65, I think this is a very good value for money device. Big thanks to Timesvape for sending it over for the purpose of this review. I've got my own website too. You can see it up there on the screen. It's mfvape.co.uk, and I can also be found on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. So until next time, guys, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.